Hi everyone. Today I'm going to be talking about something a bit different, still board game related, but a book that I have read. Kind of a book review, definitely out of my wheelhouse, out of my comfort zone. But hey, I read a book and I'm going to tell you about it. Aconyte Books is a new publisher who are making novelizations, kind of expanding the world of a lot of board games, Asmodee board games, but since are doing novels for Marvel, and I'm sure more and more as time goes on. So their first two books, there is a Keyforge book, and the one I've read, an Arkham Horror book, The Wrath of Nakai, from Josh Reynolds. Josh Reynolds I haven't read any of his other books, but I have since learned that he's very accomplished and well experienced writer of these kind of Lovecraftian horrors, and this is a kind of adventure romp that the main character is Alessandra Zorzi, who is an international thief who goes around. It's nicely put at one point in the book that it's all seen as kind of a game between all of these rich people, that Alessandra will be hired to steal something from someone, and then they will hire someone to steal it back, and it's all seen as this kind of strange game. But of course, when the game comes to Arkham, things get a little stranger and a little more serious. Not that the tone of the story is really bleak, because it's that's why I think of it as kind of this adventure romp, that it is quite light-hearted through a lot of things, whilst being meshed with the kind of cosmic horror of the Arkham stuff. That there is, at the very start, there is this being that has been locked away, and through the meddling of the rich people and their trinkets, they're meddling in things that they don't quite understand, or maybe they do understand, but they want everybody to not think that they understand. So yeah, I really, really like the character of Alessandra Zorzi, this kind of this smooth, quick-thinking, fast-talking international thief. I really, really enjoyed spending the time with her. She is the main character through most of it. There is somebody who suspects her of the worst, that is chasing her down quite early on. I think I'm spoiling anything. There is a character called Pepper who is a taxi driver, who is a woman hiding out as a man in 20s Arkham, for just to get by amongst the other cab drivers and stuff. And yeah, she's definitely my favourite character through it. I thought she was a great addition. I'd really like to see more of both of them, but particularly Pepper. I think she's a really, really great character. And the story as a whole, I think that, it does seem like this kind of, not necessarily Indiana Jones, but maybe I'm just thinking that because of museum artifacts and stuff. But yeah, this kind of adventure movie feel, that it is just kind of chugging along under great momentum the whole way. And I really, really enjoyed it. And I do, I have played and reviewed a ton of Arkham Horror stuff. The style of game in particular is not my favourite. I kind of diverged from it over time, even though I started with the Arkham Horror, the second edition. But we do still regularly play, the living card game and stuff, and yeah, it does its nice own way of storytelling, but it is really satisfying. And I think this is partly because this year particularly, I've been on a really big book binge and read a lot of stuff. But I think it is refreshing and lovely to have a focused novel where the characters are set, that there is interesting stories and interesting writing going on in the living card game and the campaigns that you go through and stuff, but it all has to kind of be amorphous enough to accommodate all of the different characters that you could be playing and all of the different things that you could have done and the different ways that the game could have gone. So while it still has interesting story, it has to be kind of, I don't know about abstracted, it has to be a little bit more generic to apply to all of these things, and you have to add a lot of yourself in it. And it is really satisfying. I haven't read any Lovecraft or anything adjacent. I haven't read any of the previous novellas that came with the investigators and stuff. So this is my first dip into it with the Wrath of Nakai, and I really, really enjoyed it. As I said, I definitely would like to see more, and there is more coming from different authors. There is Last Ritual, that's like about surrealist art that is going to tear apart reality. There is Litany of Dreams, that's about the Miskatonic University. There is Mask of Silver, that's about silent movies and what their recording ends up bringing these horrors to life or something. I really like the sound of that one. Litany of Dreams has got an amazing cover. But other than that, there's going to be novelizations. Well, not novelizations, but because they're not. Is that when it's just based on a film? But novels set in the universes, expanding the universes of games like Twilight Imperium, Legend of the Five Rings, Keyforge Descent, all of these big Asmodee series that I've kind of thought, yeah, I'm not as excited about those franchises, but after kind of reading Wrath of Nakai, I'm keen to discover more, and especially the Marvel ones. There's a Marvel one for Domino, and there's going to be a series for the Xavier Institute. Really interested in those ones as well, but just based on the Arkham ones, I think this is a fantastic start for it. I really enjoyed it. I ripped through it pretty quickly, and I would definitely like to see more. The kind of the main characters and their kind of slipping and sliding and their experiences is the part that I enjoyed the most. There is a bit of a kind of whodunit mystery. It's not a major factor of the book, but yeah, I wasn't so invested in that part of it. But yeah, the actual Alessandra and Pepper and the other side characters as well definitely more than made up for it. There's cameos as well. I'm sure that if you are a big fan of Arkham and are more well versed in all of the characters, you will spot more cameos than I did. But yeah, there is definitely quite a big one of the I don't know about main investigators, but an investigator I recognise. So yeah, there's a professor in there that you might like to encounter. But anyway, I hope that this has been some help, has given you some information about this book. I've never reviewed a book before, but yeah, I have done now, so I'll put that down on my resume as well. I really enjoyed Wrath of Nakai. If you are interested in reading about more of the world of Arkham, give it a go.